Hello, everybody. Hope you are well. So, I have, okay. So, Dr. King Day was on Monday. I did my day of service was doing a charity stream for my community. All lovely and good. And then they unveiled a new statue. A brand new statue in the Boston Commons celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King, as well as his wife and their partnership. Beautiful, hopefully great. At this angle, because it looks like they're holding a penis. It looks like someone holding a giant penis in this frame. And it looks like someone eating somebody's box in this frame. Which I am all for the glorification of giving head. That I have zero problem with. I think that's perfectly fine to be in public spaces. My problem is that this doesn't effectively represent MLK. Now, here's the thing. I am not an art guy. I'm a normie. I'm fairly sure that, other people who with a more refined palate than me might find more meaning in this particular piece of work. But when I see this, I don't think MLK, a man who to this day, conservatives are angry and pissing and shitting about every MLK Day, saying he was not good of a person, me, because they can't come out outright and say they disagree with racial equality and they disagree with every single thing he promoted because it's way outside of the Overton window. So they have to every time MLK is brought up, they piss and shit and cry and moan and bitch and moan, which I love to see because conservatives not getting their way politically brings me joy, especially when it gives rights and freedoms to people that the conservatives would rather have taken away. But I digress. My problem, but that's not about that. It's about this. It's about that this is just... I've seen this statue. This is a statue in Washington, D.C. of MLK. You don't need to tell me who this is honoring. I have to Google who the fuck this is honoring. Here's the thing. If I look at a statue, I know that this statue is supposed to honor somebody. I might not know who it is, but they're being honored. This is like, imagine 100 years in the future and you're someone who has never read a fucking history book, you're from a different country, and you look at the statue. This is someone of great importance. We put up statues to highlight the importance of individuals and more importantly, to glorify them. This is why the taking Confederate statues down is very important, because we don't want to glorify Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Douglas, and the rest of in the traitors that rose up in opposition to freedom during the Civil War, and which is also why we should put up statues of people we should glorify, like Dr. King. Now, again, there's going to be some people in the comments saying, oh, well, he was unfaithful and he did all this shit. I'm like, listen, y'all don't give a rat's ass about sexual assault or infidelity, and I'm pretty sure most of those things anyways were made up by the FBI because they were literally sending mail to this man asking him to kill himself. They wanted him dead that fucking bad. And they're doing everything to discredit him. So stuff your comments, go through your pie hole. I don't give a shit. But more to my point, I am completely okay with glorifying fellatio, but I, was watching the guy, the artist. This is the artist who made it. So I wanted to just kind of play what he said. So for context, everything in this video, like they had a whole intro talking about people saying it looked like a penis and all this stuff, and that it says, "Oh, I like it," and "Oh, these people are just trolls," and oh, I'm like, lady, I am as pro MLK as you can get. I'm gonna be dead ass with you. All right. So this is before we, so this is the question that he was given. Their legacy being Dr. King and his wife's legacies. So this is where it comes from. It's like the placement of their hands. I think that's cute. Nice conceptually. The statue very well is a good thing within all contexts. If you put this photo and handed up this photo next to this, I think it would be effective. The problem is that you're supposed to be able to glorify like people should be able to get enough of the political messaging from the statue by them fucking selves. He effectively made MLK, like he added on a tribute to Cunnilingus to MLK's legacy, which, to be fair, a valid and important thing to pay tribute to, if not MLK's, and certainly just in general, because we support head on this channel and in satisfying your partner, but it's not MLK. I dead ass think that if they just did something like this instead and then did that, like just make a statue with him and his wife and literally just take this photo and turn that into a statue, and it would have been even better. It's just, I think for me, my biggest problem, and this is kind of where I kind of want to leave the video at this point, is whenever I look at this statue, I don't think Dr. King, the social progress, early socialism, rights for millions of Americans being granted against their oppressors, people fighting against their oppressors. I don't view any of those things when I see this. I see pretentious art bullshit. And I don't think I'm a troll for saying that. I think it's a valid criticism of poor representation of one of the greatest Americans that have ever lived. And that's fucking unfortunate. Because hipster art bullshit, I feel, doesn't always make for good messaging, because if you have to have a lot of context to make things work, statues are inherently political. What the statue's supposed to do is it's supposed to amplify the political importance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and this fails to fucking do that. And it's unfortunate. Because it probably cost a lot of money to do, took a lot of lobbying, it took a lot of things to sign off on, and this is what we got, and it sucks. Because Dr. King is one of the greatest Americans, and the movement, and all of the men and women that he worked with, he gets a lot of credit for being the guy who did it. He took a lot of effort from a lot of people, and not only is Dr. King's legacy like his own, it's also the legacy of those tens or hundreds of thousands of people that worked actively to make progress towards ending apartheid in this country, and it's still going on, but they made great headway, and it looks like a fucking penis, man. Come on. Whatever. Well, maybe if the FBI's lies and the conservative in the conservative lies are right, I guess it's that. Could this be like some crypto shit? I don't know. Who gives a shit? I don't know. Either way, like this like waste of time, waste of fucking money, and you should and they should have had more, and they should have had like three guys that work minimum wage jobs and 2 girls that work like minimum wage jobs, and just like 5 people like you know, couple, like we're all working class folks, all just look at this and just say, because earlier in this video, freaking, what was his name? Don Lemon. Here, let me, you know what, I'll just play it. This is why you can't have rich dickheads and elitist dickheads making this only decide like I feel like my girlfriend is an artist. I feel like if she's passed out, but I feel like if she had saw this, like she would have been like, there is a like she's an artist, but she's not pretentious. She's smart and intelligent and well learned, and I feel like this is just pretentious art bullshit, and it pisses me off. I know I'm getting into rant territory here, but it's like saw a small version of this at the dinner, and not a single fucking person there had the wherewithal to say, "Hey, this doesn't look good. How is this honoring MLK?" I don't know. Feels bad, man. Have a good one, y'all.